Hello, everybody. If you're watching this, you're wondering, is Riftbreaker a game for you? Currently, the game is in beta, or the 2.0 release of the game is in beta, and they've made several changes. One of the changes, as you can see on the screen, is multiplayer co-op is currently a thing. The footage I'm currently showing is from the single-player campaign. This screen has changed as well. I did a full 3-hour run through of one of the missions or one of the survival modes in Riftbreaker that you can watch, just trying out some of the new stuff. This screen is new format, seems to be a little more clear than on the former screen. I think it looks better as well. They've also changed some of the layouts of some of the screens, such as the custom difficulty screen here is different. The layout is different. The options are basically the same. They've simplified some of it, it looks like. Map sizes are different. Once you get going, I think the look is better, honestly. As you can see, I'll put up a screenshot here comparing them side by side from the other Riftbreaker 1 to 2.0. I think it's a little cleaner, a little, just looks generally better in the 2.0. This is some footage of me running that mission, running that campaign in survival, running at double speed. I've edited out a bunch of the play to reduce time for the video, for this video. Is it worth you? Is the question? Is it worth it to you for a game that came out in 21? Well, this is a free upgrade that they're doing. A 2.0 beta. It's unheard of these days for them to release it as a freebie upgrade. And I think some of the changes are very good. The cost of things is cheaper now, I think. It's just some quality of life changes, including things like they modified the drops so that you now they will drop modifications to the weapons you have created, so that it improves the weapons that you've already built, which is a nice touch, which they've never done before. And you will see them popping up in here periodically throughout the gameplay, showing that it's got a +1 unique part to it. These are not weapons that carry over from run to run. They're unique to that specific run, and it's only for weapons that you have actually created, right? Or you have built or manufactured, whatever you would call it. That's what they affect. And you will see, and unfortunately, sometimes I think it might be a little buggy as well at this point, because you can see various, you can see it do the same one over and over again a couple of times. You can see it repeat the upgrade. And occasionally it seems like it actually creates the weapon or creates the item that it's upgrading. It's not really clear what happens sometimes, and you'll just go into your inventory and it'll be a third weapon that you didn't create, or a second weapon. And it just, sometimes it can be out of control, it seems. I should be throwing down bases, but I always forget to do that. Let's see. Should also put down an armory. Looks like they changed the requirement on that too. We'll throw an armory right there. Get that going. Still kind of looking around for some ironium. What is this icon? Oh, that's the icon for that, huh? Okay. I guess they also maybe tweaked the... They might have also tweaked some of the other stuff. Like the cost of some things is cheaper now or more expensive depending on which way you go about it. So let's see here. What are we at? We're at no power. So let's go ahead and we'll do... You, get out of there. Alright, now let's try this power again. I think the power still is the same, right? The output, yeah, the output on those is still the same. Ooh, little tweak, tweak, bing bang there. that's more ironium or carbonium there. So let's go ahead and we'll throw a thingamabobber on there. Alright, so now we still gotta get some ironium coming in here. I guess we will just do this one. See how this goes.
Creatures heading towards our position. It looks like our presence is being noticed.
We have to assume we're not welcome here. Remember to use repair kits if necessary.
Did I not connect that? I did not. There we go. So they're coming from down here. So we'll throw...
Base is under attack.
It also seems that there may have been some AI tweaks as well, because in the past, a lot of the trash mobs such as these would just chase you around the map. And at that point, and that's when it looked like some of them followed me, or some of them didn't follow me. Some did, some didn't. And that seemed unusual because they usually always tend to follow you wherever you go, which is a nice thing that you can do when they're really beating up your base or beating up one of your outposts, is you can just kind of run by, hit a few of them, and as you run away, they will all just kind of follow you wherever you're going. But maybe they have tweaked that a little bit. One thing they've also done is they improved the map, and this is an overlay of the map from the later in the game. And you can see there's a legend on both sides. You can change the visibility of things. It's such a drastically much better improvement over the previous map, which was just smudges and dots. So I like it a lot better now. One thing I am hoping that they will do is tweak the log, just to show you more things along the lines of what you have picked up. It currently doesn't, but you know, there's always that hope, right? That it will be included at some point. Been looking for that.
Base is under attack.
A portal has been destroyed.
Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
Are we done?
One of our walls has been destroyed. A building has been destroyed.
One of our energy connectors has been destroyed.
You little bugger. Did I not hit you? One of the biggest improvements that they made with this one, from a quality of life perspective, is the being able to search within the research tree. Previously, you would just kind of get lost trying to figure out or remember, hey, where is this, where's that? There are some of them I just never can remember where they are. I don't use them very much, except for in special campaigns. And so, you know, you lose track. Is it over there? What's this need? And so they added, finally, a search feature that does it. Along the top, they also have included, in the campaign, there is a cost to research, and so they've included all of your wallet. There's the search feature right there. As you can see, I searched for something, and so now it's showing what met that criteria. They're flashing, everything else is grayed out. It's very nice. I enjoy the search feature just because it makes finding things within the system that much easier. Whereas in the past, it was always just a kind of a pain point to try and search for things. This must be one of those things. All right, what do we got out here? We got let's go take care of this power problem up here first. Who's without power? Let's take care of that problem first. These are both mining. There's stuff there. Is it showing me that somebody's out of juice now? Gotta get a handle on some of these new icons. Who can't cut down a big tree? Well, you gotta love it. Legend, visibility rating. You can filter stuff out. There's some more carbonium. Let's go ahead and seem to be moving a little slower. There we go. Let's go ahead and let's update
I'll put a little space there just because I always get jammed up running through there. Let's put down another artillery tower, and let's throw some power in this situation. Need local.
A new technology has been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting. This is a hostile nest, Ashley. We have to destroy it to stop these creatures from attacking us.
We have to destroy it to stop further attacks. Let's be quick about it.
Infinite player ammo.
More storage facilities.
I've been getting a lot of unique items this time around.
Attacks from this area.
Good. That's one less thing to worry about.
I hate those things. The only thing we're doing
Here you can see the increase to the drop rate. You can see I get an upgrade to my attack gear, and then I'm also going to get another upgrade for a power fist, which I think was my third or fourth one in this run. It doesn't make much sense, but here's a bug that we're showing. You can see how highlighting over a weapon in my right hand is off the edge of the screen. Yeah, it's one of those things that they'll fix, but it's there, and I'm kind of surprised that it would be there, considering how that's just a carryover. That tooltip's a carryover from the previous version of the game, the prior to 2.0 version. So it's surprising that that little bug is still there.
Tower destroyed.
unique power fist. Oh boy. What's going on up here that's taking them so long to deal with?
Base is under attack.
One of our walls is being destroyed.
We gotta put more reach up here. So let's see. Let's do. Is that artillery R2 Yeah. I don't know why they were having such a hard time with that. Oh, need more ironium.
One thing I did seem to notice a lot was that the weapon ranges seem to have shrunk. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. Maybe it's a glitch. I'm not sure. Or a small bug. I'm not sure what it could be. I know artillery seemed to not be able to reach out. And in the past, the artillery tended to have a much better range. And it could really reach out and hit somebody. Especially if you had radar, which was to increase the range as well. So I'm not sure if that's just something, it just seems different than it originally did. I don't know if it's actually changed, but it seems different. It's got a different kind of feel to it. So I had to move all of my artillery closer to the wall to be able to hit those targets that tend to sit away from the wall and just shoot at you all day long. Which your normal guns have never been able to reach, but that's why you would have artillery, is to reach those targets that were out there plinking at your wall from what felt like 5 miles away.
Unique offensive gear. Oh, that's nice. You gotta love that. Not sure what the loot container spawn is. I wonder. I have a feeling that means that it's getting ready to pop
That's bad news.
a boss
We
or
have to
something
find and
here.
destroy the root of the colony to stop its growth.
This was something new. I ran into this Madroner boss over here, and he had some new attacks. He's throwing things out, plus he's throwing out lines of poison, which was interesting. Not something that it had done in the past, but thankfully my attack drones just brutalized it anyway. This is an in-boss game here, or an in-boss run portion. We're getting towards the end of the run. Trying out the lightning gun, which I felt was, it looks cool, but I never found a use for it in the first version of the game, and even if they've rebalanced it, I'm not really seeing a version or a use for it at this time either. This guy was tough, and then he one-shot hit me right before my attack drones all killed him. So, and then there's a new thing, and I'll show a close-up of it later on, but it looks like there's a skull icon above your head after you die. I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent other than you died recently. Here's a example of the new highlights to the screen. You can see the one with the little stars on them to indicate those are weapons that you've received a unique item drop for. And they're slightly different than the normal. They'll have an extra slot, usually an extra something on there. Like the offensive gear had an additional decrease to it. And this is the new disassembly screen. You have to actually select your thing and full disassemble to disassemble things. It's an interesting change. It caught me off guard the first time I used it, but it made sense after I used it a couple of times. But it's just, it's a change from the past, which is something that was just different, something new to get used to in the way that it works.
It seems like it's a little wishy-washy on the control, on the lineup of the control.
The controls seem to be more jerky than they used to be. As you're firing, it tends to, you fire the weapon and you move the mouse. The animation for the weapon blocks your mech from twisting, and so as soon as the animation is complete, it twists. And so it lends that feel of it's really jerking around versus being more smooth. Now we're into the final run here, and it's just mobs on tops of mobs is what we're running into. We're running into some ultras. Now keep in mind this is a normal difficulty, and we're running into some bigger mobs that I think are probably unusual for this level of difficulty. But they probably have the designers have a different opinion, so that's on them, not on me. I just have to fight through it. There is one big mob that did show up here eventually that I was quite surprised to see on a normal level mission, and it was a Canceroth, which those things are right there. You can see it up there in the top corner. They're briefly along with another boss mob that was up there. You can see just the tail end of it there. Oh, and somebody wiped me out. And so here I'll get a good shot of the Canceroth up here momentarily as I'm dodging red things. I'm going to put it up a freeze frame of it right there at the top. And you can see that all that purple is the Canceroth. And you can see there's another boss out there putting the little splashes of death juice on the ground, which is painful. And they popped me again. They one-shotted me again. Go figure. It seems that that's a new boss move, is to do the streams, the little minor explosions. You can see them very well right there, where they were sending out trails of the juice that was really wailing away on you, or me. But it did, along with the combination of attack gear and weapons, we did manage to defeat them. They did change the icons for when you drop a weapon, which is nice. Here's the little symbols. I don't know really what they're supposed to indicate, but there they are. And they fade over time. And that is it. Mission complete. So it's up to you to make that decision. If you want to purchase the game or not, I personally think it's a really good choice of a game. It's an RPG, or not an RPG. I'm trying to think of what you would call it. It's like a combination tower defense, city builder, RPG defense type thing. It's got all those kinds of combinations going on. So to me, it's worth the money. But you can decide for yourself, that's up to you. I think it's worth it. Be sure. And, if you like this video, please be sure and like and subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/cagman0. I'm there every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, starting at about 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for watching.